got to win big games right now, and we have a clash of ranked opponents coming up in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFB this year, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. And the Cowboys will kick it away to start. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Offense in a bunch formation. Running back searching for a hole. Got room at the 35. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The Ducks want to crank the tempo. They're going to ride this running back. There he goes. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. You count up those explosive plays in the game, and you put a little extra star by the big run.
Yeah, this running back is a weapon, boy. He is so good in space. He's got shiftiness. He can make guys miss. And if this guy gets into the second level, watch out. He can hit a home run.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Moore will throw. Finds his big tight end. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
They'll give it another shot on second and goal from the 4. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon!
The coaches always talk about starting fast and taking that opening drive and really setting the tone for the football game, and that is exactly what they did. And they finish it with a good brand of physicality, running the football, ending the drive, and getting off to the 6-0 start.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with the score from the 4. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Finds a tight end. Gets it up to the 35-yard line before going out of bounds.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. To the air, it's Dalton. Hauls it in. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Good job by the receiver there, not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone. They executed that perfectly.
Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume. It'll pay off big time in late in the season.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin. Blasted as he lets it go. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
Off the RPO. Throw to the right. Looking for the first. Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Fires to the big fella. Still on his feet at the 45. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, Dave?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. And the Ducks in the hurry-up. From the red zone, looking for a space. Working that left side now. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Clemson had an impressive showing there in Death Valley, winning this one by double digits, although it felt like it could have been more. Somewhere even Trevor Lawrence is impressed with this one. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
How about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Cowboys trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass, it's Dalton. Grabbed behind the line, it's Peterson. Breaks into the open. Brought down just short of the sticks on the screen pass.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slipped in the running back screen, and behind it, there was nobody there to make a tackle, and this offense generates a massive play.
And the Cowboys really need to keep this drive alive on third down. We'll looking for a physical attack from the gun. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. The Ducks want to move quickly.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate play. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give to the tailback. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon! No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
They are absolutely boat racing this team right now. We're not even at the 2nd quarter yet. And this offense has been up and down the field. They've taken a huge lead early. Everything they're dialing up, David, is working.
Yeah, so I'm going to flip this to the other side. I'm going to need my offense to score some points, and in a hurry. Like, they got to figure it out, but they got to put a drive together, keep us off the field, score some points, and let us find some answers, because right now, defensively, we have none.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. He's going to let it go. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say it's out of bounds, an incomplete pass. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Dalton. Finds his tight end. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks in a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
Short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls in.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Oh, he dropped it, just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on down. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. in this, already up 21-0. Using the quick game. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. Quarterback will keep it. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. This is a designed run. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ducks!
And this crowd was already jacked up. They were already excited. They were already making a difference in this football game, and the offense continues to pile on and give them something to cheer about. 27-0 here in the first half. This has been all home team.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time David sort of curved some of the gashing the D on the right. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The Cowboys come to the line in the hurry-up. Dropping back, it's Dalton. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. It's hard to find a place these days that the Big Ten doesn't touch geographically, but there's a lot of crossover with the Big Ten and Big 12 and plenty of bragging rights on the line when their schools meet.
You think about Nebraska, once upon a time being in the Big 12, now in the Big 10 too. These conferences also recruit in similar areas too. So this game is interesting, David, because a lot of these players, they're familiar with each other from high school.
Yeah, and I tell you, from experience, you hate that. Like, you get to know each other, you go to the other school, like, you're now my enemy. You're not my friend anymore. So a chance to prove it, a chance for the Big 12, who's been kind of pillaged and pulled apart at times, sometimes by the Big 10. Let's go out and make a statement today.
And the Cowboys have this offense rolling. The give on the option. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Off play action. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The offense hasn't been able to get it done on 4th down. 0 for 2 so far. They'll try to turn that around here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the 1st down before they finally get him on the ground.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On 4th down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
it with him. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. Second and 10, really hard. Third and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
Here's a heat. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
The Cowboys are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Wants to throw. It's Dalton. It's complete to the right. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
On fourth down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. Pulls it and fires to the left. That will be enough to move the chains and give him a first down in the red zone at the 14. Looking downfield on first down. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you just got to take off and get it.
Now the play fake. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now third down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears back.
On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Recovers the fumble, and he's still going.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding. Kind of jump on it, make sure you keep possession.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. This one will be a 43-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Offense calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. That earlier sack really set them back, but they'll still go for it here. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Fires toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Here's the handoff. It's a runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. The Ducks headed quickly to the line. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins.
Oh, he's got some space. sets him up at the 45-yard line. And the Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. After the flag, 1st and 15 for this offense. Smith wants to throw. Fears the pressure. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. I'm sure they've got some great plays drawn up if they could ever run any of them without a penalty. 1st and 25. Creates a little space. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Looking left. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Unloads to the wideout. Working on the right. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down.
Listen, you hear all the time about how important it is to stay on schedule offensively, right? And this is a perfect example. You just can't have negative plays early in drives, because even when you come up with big plays like we just saw, you're still miles away from picking up this 1st down. You're making it so hard on your offense.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Just a short pass to the tight end. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down?
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
He's got the back in the middle. And that is a tough assignment for a defense to cover a back man-to-man who can get downfield like that.
Especially when he can run routes the way he does, Reese. I'm really impressed watching this running back with how he's able to cut and how he doesn't telegraph where he's going. He is a weapon catching the ball out of the backfield.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Cowboys are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Fires to the big fella. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to throw, it's Tremble. The throw to the outside is complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Ducks will kick it away first, and we'll start the 2nd half. bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just
Turning it on! And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Leaves it with the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the fourth down.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. Off the RPO, throw right, looking for the chain. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. It's a great job breaking off the big run. The OC is going to give him the ball split.
Moving closer to the red zone, it's at the 27 on first down. They'll give it to him again. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. The Ducks want to pick up the tempo.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at him. They're ready.
There he goes. Got enough space. Touchdown, Oregon. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball. Man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Rossi. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field. Just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
The Cowboys line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball and force the incompletion.
Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's dropped, and oh, what a